because I see the house was bullying her. And so now, on the last part of the chapter, she's deciding whether to use her first choice or to go.
Awesome. Yeah, that was an important part to note because we made a connection about our bullying curriculum yesterday, right? When we were talking about bullies and how half the time when you stick up to them, they back down. So it's a good thing to point out. Does anybody else have anything to add or any questions before we begin the chapter? No? Okay, so today I'm going to pick sticks to read. I do not want anyone to pass today. Okay? All right, so we are on page 16. Let me know when you guys are ready. Oh, and before we move on to reading, we have I'll have like a little kind of mini assignment for you to work on afterwards. It's about the setting because I know that yesterday we were kind of having a little bit of difficulty finding out when and where we were in the timeline, kind of. So we'll work on this later. So keep that in mind. I want you to keep your eyes out and ears out for anything that has to do with the setting. And the setting includes what kind of things? Can someone?
When, where, and the physical features of the where.
Some of the kind of physical features of the where. So keep your eyes and ears out for that, okay? Tiernan.
Ellen read that trip to the pump. It would be good to stay in the safe and warm kitchen and never go out. The crackling fire on her, bright lights on copper pans and on blue china plates in the cupboard. It made the quilt on the big bed look like a field of bluebells and a stone on the bunches of dried herbs that hung from the shadowy rafters overhead.
Thank you. Owen.
Owen looked around. This kitchen makes me feel happy, she said. It makes me happy too, Mother said wistfully. I used to sew and knit with my mother here by the fire. She taught me my lessons here at this big table by this very window. On the table was a basket placed for rollers and hooks, and brushes as well, as it was covered with a deck and a half-made with white hairs spilled from a wooden box.
Rodrigo.
Please sit here and curl and dress.
So much. Sebastian.
Okay. So here's home. Okay, so we
Just go to another pump, Ellen.
just go to another pump, Ellen. If Dicey bothers you,
Bothers. Thank you.
what bothers you, her mother said, don't go asking for trouble. Walking slowly through the barber shop, Ellen passed the counter that ran along the wall. On the counter were 5 china wig stands, with painted gentlemen's faces beneath fancy white wigs. They looked down and thought as if they were smiling like idiots, she said. And you don't even see that jar of leeches there beside you. The dark, slimy little ones lived quietly in the water that filled a big green jar. Barbers always have leeches handy to put on bruises and swellings. Ellen found the most too horrible to look at. From the kitchen, she heard her mother call after her. Mind the slippery steps, Ellen, and don't talk to strangers. Mother always said that every time she went, and Ellen never talked to strangers. It seemed to Ellen that Mother worried about
Mother, the candle maker, that made the lordly way they push us around. He knelt down to gather up his candles. Did I hurt you, girl? No, sir, said Ellen politely. She began
help him pick up his candles. The more she delayed, the more chance there was that Darcy might have gone home by the time she reached the pump.
Thank you, Sophia.
The neighborhood pump was only 2 blocks away, although it seemed like a mile to Ellen. As she came near, she could hear the old wooden handle creaking and groan. A group of women and girls were waiting in line to fill up their buckets. They huddled in their shawls and stamped their feet to keep warm. Ellen looked cautiously to see where Dicey was there before she took her place in the end of the line.
Keep going, please.
The women were talking about the same thing they talked about every morning. High prices, the high price of wood, the high price of firewood, the high price of cornmeal and flour and mutton. That kind of talk made Ellen worried about eating anything at all.
Keep going.
Had Dicey been here this morning? She asked the woman ahead of her.
Okay, Sebastian, what's your question? Not right now, please. Can you just wait a little bit longer? Thank you.
But I do have a question.
About the reading? Have at it. Let's hear it.
What I think is that Dicey heard it because she was yelling at her and maybe she wanted to pay back for Ellen going to the water well and wanted to show her that she was tougher or something.
That's your question?
No, that's my comment.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm asking if there's any questions before we get started on comments. So, hands down if you have a comment. Let's try this again. Hands down if you have a comment. If what you're about to say ends in a question mark, keep your hand up. Tommy.
What does tallow and mutton mean?
Awesome. Thank you. Tiernan is on it. Tallow and mutton. Carson. No.
Is a
Herd.
I said hard.
Herd. We'll write those ones down so that our dictionary lady will be on it.
Tallow,
Tallow.
mutton,
That's T-A-L-L.
T-A-L.
No, it's Talloww.
There we go. So I was like,
And it says hard white fat rendered from cattle or sheep tissues and used in candles.
fat from an animal. Disgusting. Next one. Please, voices stop. Thank you. I'm passing out a paper that says setting. Are these comments or questions? Comments? Okay, let's hear what Sophie has to say before we get started on this
First of
worksheet.
all, I know it's going to say that in the dictionary, but mutton is lamb. It's lamb, it's especially cooked lamb.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll figure that
Pick
out.
it up.
Also,
Finalize that.
the Sebastian thing, Dicey, grandfather said he slept on the ice. He didn't say anyone pushed him or anything. He said he slept all by himself.
Behind
It's a
him.
good thing to be noted.
Uh,
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I said Sophie could say a comment, and she did. Now it's Tiernan's turn to give us the definition.
For her, it says noun. An area in front of a fireplace, also the floor